Welcome back to Young Justice, right here at the Comicstorian channel, where we take some of your favorite comic books, video games, and movies and break them down into a narrative to help you catch up and understand what happened. I'm Benny, and today I'll be your narrator. Now, last time in Young Justice, a brand new team that Tim Drake, aka Robin, put together ended up floating through the multiverse and fighting against evil versions of themselves. When they finally arrived back on Earth, the first thing that they saw was a new young girl, and they wondered who that woman was. On top of all of that, Tim Drake decided that the name Drake that his evil counterpart used was much cooler than going by the name Red Robin. So, let's find out what's going on in the Young Justice storyline. And if you enjoy this, please consider giving it a like and hitting that subscription button. But it's time for us to get into it. Like I said, when we last left off, they landed in front of a young girl, where Amethyst introduced them as Young Justice. And Superboy asked, "Who are you?" The young girl tells them that her name is Naomi, and she's a big fan of Young Justice. Wonder Girl, not knowing what universe they're on, asks if they have a Justice League, because Justice League is good. Naomi goes on telling her that she thought that they were a big enemy of hers coming to... oh boy. She trails off and Wonder Girl catches her, and Naomi's body begins to release energy. Naomi wakes back up telling them all that she's sorry about that. She just has to relax. And later that night, Naomi wakes up in her bed, and as she walks around the house, she sees some of the Young Justice members sleeping. She makes sure that everyone is asleep, and she walks outside and sees Ginny's truck. Ginny being Ginny Hex, a descendant of Jonah Hex. She looks through the trunk, and she begins to lift up the tarp, and Ginny tells her not to touch. Naomi begins to yell that she's sorry, but Ginny says, "It's okay, it's just, delicate." Naomi asks if they know each other, and Ginny tells her no. She fainted before everyone shook hands. Her parents said that they could crash here for the night. Naomi then asks, how are they here? And Ginny goes on telling her that they were traveling through the freaking multiverse trying to find a way back home, and they finally did, and they popped out here. Something about a dimensional rip over the convenience store. Naomi says that she thought it was a door to her homeworld, and then they came pouring out of it. Still not sure how these powers work. Ginny asks, "You have a homeworld?" And Naomi tells her, "Yeah." Still all new information to unpack, but yeah. Anyway, why are you at my house? Drake, which is now the name that Red Robin is going for, comes out stating, "No one was expecting us, and the Hall of Justice is on lockdown, so your mom took us in. Congrats on the big powers upgrade." As Drake extends his hand, Naomi shakes it, telling him thank you. Still having control issues, and at that moment, her powers begin to flare up, and then they quickly fade. She begins apologizing, but Drake tells her that it's fine. They've all been around stuff like this before, they get used to it. Superboy then comes out stating that it's been a long week. So what is going on back at the place that they came out of? There were a lot of scientists and no one was talking. Naomi says that those were Star Labs weirdos and some woman named Dr. Glory was in charge. Superboy pauses for a moment and asks, "Glory? Tall lady? Are you freaking kidding me? That was the doctor that tricked me and trapped me in the freaking gem world in the first place." Drake thinks for a second, stating that the woman threw him into a dimensional whatever in Arizona, and he finds his way back here. And they just happen to teleport right on top of her? Wow. Superboy goes on telling him that it's strange too. As soon as they arrived, no one was talking and everyone just kind of snuck away. Naomi asks if she is really a bad person though, because Superman himself put her in charge. Ginny then asks, "Are we on the right Earth? Everything happened so fast, and no one even got to celebrate our return." Superboy stops everyone, stating that he's going to confront Glory. And Teen Lantern says that she'll come with, but Superboy tells her no. He's got this, be back in a bit. As Superboy flies off, Drake says that they should probably wake everyone up for this. And back at the return site where they landed, it's suddenly empty. Superboy crashes down and begins to hear someone talking in the distance, so he quietly sneaks over, hearing the female voice state that not in a million years would she have guessed that he would have popped out. Now there's going to be a report to the Hall of Justice, and those goofy kids are going to... Wait, is someone there? Superboy opens the door with fiery eyes, and Dr. Glory says, "Look, it's Connor Kent, the misplaced Superboy. He made it back and he made some friends along the way. Sounds like you owe me a thank you." Superboy tells her, "Right. You're going to go say hello to the Justice League. You're going to tell them what happened back in Arizona, and then you're going straight to jail." Glory tells him, "Wait a second. Can we think about this for a moment? You yourself don't really belong here, right? You're a clone of Lex Luthor and Superman. So when I thought about it, it brought up a question. Didn't you have a better life than this?" Superboy steps forward, telling Glory to put her hands up, and Glory says, "That's fair, but how about this? You can go back to your other life. This right here is a portal to Gem World. You can use it anytime you want. I understand that there's been an accident, but but you ended up somewhere that you wanted to be. Superboy looks at the portal and asks, how does it work? And Glory pushes a button behind her, stating, like this! And a pillar of light appears, engulfing Superboy as he tries to escape. Seconds later, he's teleported away and he crash lands into a strange world. He gets up, yelling, oh, come on! A rough-looking man with a sword looks at him and tells him, you come on! Back on Earth, Glory grabs some things, telling her assistant that this is what they call a freebie. They need to figure out what to do when Superman comes to check in because he will ask questions. At that moment, a voice stops them, stating, excuse me, have you seen my friend? As everyone touches down, Ginny pulls up, stating, he has a big Superman symbol on his chest, but not in a fanboy kind of way. Glory asks, your friend? You mean the punk who just came in here, threatened us, took our tech, and blasted his way back to God knows where? Who knows where he is? Your friend just stormed in and took proprietary interdimensional teleportation technology and vanished. And Wonder Girl asks, wait, he just left? And Glory goes on, yeah, the kid said none of my friends could take the hint and left me in peace. He then flipped everyone off and poof. Who are any of you? Wait, are you the friends he was talking about? The next morning, Wonder Girl and Teen Lantern head over to the Hall of Justice to get in touch with some of the heroes. But the moment that they get close, the building's security activates. The two are quickly encased in a bubble. The Wonder Twins, Zane and Jaina, look at them asking, did you guys need something? 10 minutes later, after explaining the whole situation of the multiversal journey and finding Superboy and everything, Wonder Girl then says that there's really no need to imprison them over this. Weren't you a Teen Titan? Wonder Girl floats upside down asking, can we just start over? And Jaina tells her, sure, we're the Wonder Twins, interns here at the Hall of Justice. And Wonder Girl then says, right, let's try this. My name is Wonder Girl of this Earth, former Teen Titan. We're here on official business. We need to speak with the Justice League immediately. Zane and Jaina tell her that they're going to start all over again because the Justice League isn't here. Wait, who's Young Justice? Seconds later, Impulse runs into the Hall of Justice and Jaina yells, great, another Flash! A much tinier one though. The computer starts to activate the security protocols, but Impulse shouts to the computer to stand down. Hall of Justice ID code, Flash code, 87, Fish, 56 throttle speed. Computer then says, welcome back, Barry Allen. Jaina says, okay, fine, let's get this over with. What happened with Star Labs? Just as Wonder Girl gets ready to explain for the third time, the Hall of Justice receives an incoming priority call from Star Labs. Wonder Girl says that they should answer it without them on camera. That way they can see what Star Labs is up to. And Zane answers it, stating, Hall of Justice, how may I help you? Dr. Glory appears on the screen, yelling, can anyone put Superman or Wonder Woman on now? Zane tells her, unfortunately, the Leaguers are out on a mission. And Glory goes on shouting that there has been an incident. The new powered-up Naomi girl flipped out on everyone and scared off most of the crew. I was assured that nothing like this was going to happen. The Justice League can't just drop these kind of superpowered problems on normal, everyday lab researchers. Now tell the Justice League to start cleaning up their own mess. The call ends and Wonder Girl steps out, stating, see? That's why we need to get in contact with somebody. Zane then says Superman told them that there was someone that they could call, only in case of emergencies. Supercomputer, super priority emergency clearance code 556 Mongolian Shark 7. Computer tells him that his access is denied. And Impulse tells him, yo, let me try. He says back the code that he used before and tells the computer to grant the Wonder Twins their access, and the computer says access has been approved. Jaina then says, who are you? And Impulse smiles, welcome to Young Justice. A short while later, Wonder Girl and Teen Lantern return with the Wonder Twins to the Dimensional Rip site and everyone introduces themselves. Jaina says that they have a device here that can help identify and maybe even heal whatever damage the, Dimensional Rip thing is? Wonder Girl then asks if they're giving it a name, and Naomi says no, they're not naming the Rip. Just then the portal starts to form, and Jaina tells everyone to stand back, she's going to try and scan it. The tear begins to open up even further, and two kids fall out, and one of them is holding a phone. The boy says that his name is Summer. The girl tells everyone that she's Summer, he's Miguel. Summer goes on telling them, we were about to dial H for hero, but the phone overcharged. That's never happened before. Jaina then says that it also happened to her tech. Something must have artificially inflated the cryptotracheon energy in the area. Drake then says, is it possible that someone overcharged it on purpose? And Summer yells, it wasn't us! We don't even know how to do that. Impulse tells her, I do. The Star Labs lady could do that, and probably did. So Wonder Girl then says, you know, I read something in the Daily Planet that Star Labs is in a lot of hot water. They're being accused of covering up their messes with bigger messes that are harder to pinpoint blame on. Summer then says that it sounds like they're going to need to use the phone. So they dial H for hero. And Drake tells everyone, all right, get ready. We're going to Star Labs to find our friend and bring him home. And that is the conclusion that we're at right now. Now, the reason I'm going to end the story here, because the next issue is an origin story for Teen Lantern, then we go back to looking for Superboy. So basically, we're gonna break it here like the comics did. There's a little bit of a delay happening overall in general because of the COVID situation and the pandemic situation and comic books being canceled. But if you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification button, then you will know when our videos come out and you can stay on top of it. Don't forget to go to our Patreon to get early access to our videos, and I'll see you guys next time, right here at Young Justice.